Season 2, Episode 3 of Game of Thrones, titled What is Dead May Never Die, is a pivotal episode that deepens political intrigue, showcases shifting alliances, and introduces important character developments. The episode, written by Brian Cogman and directed by Alex Sakharov, focuses on Theon's internal struggle, Tyrion's cunning maneuvers, and the growing threats across Westeros. The episode begins with Jon Snow at Craster's Keep beyond the Wall. After witnessing Craster sacrificing one of his newborn sons to the White Walkers, Jon is knocked unconscious by Craster, and later scolded by Lord Commander Mormont, who reveals that he has long known of Craster's dark secret, but tolerates it for the survival of the Night's Watch. This moment highlights the harsh compromises required for leadership, and foreshadows the growing supernatural threat beyond the Wall. Meanwhile, Samwell Tarly gives Gilly a thimble as a token of protection, showing his budding affection for her. In King's Landing, Tyrion Lannister continues his masterful political maneuvering by testing the loyalty of the small council. He tells 3 different council members, Varys, Littlefinger, and Pycelle, different plans about marrying Princess Myrcella off to different noble houses. When Cersei confronts him in anger, revealing that she has learned of Myrcella being sent to Dorne, Tyrion confirms Pycelle's betrayal and has him arrested. This subplot underscores Tyrion's intelligence and growing control over the capital, while also establishing his rivalry with Cersei. Meanwhile, Theon Greyjoy struggles with his loyalty between his Stark upbringing and his desire to earn his father's respect. After initially considering warning Robb Stark about Balon Greyjoy's plans to attack the North, he ultimately chooses to betray the Starks and embrace his Ironborn heritage. In a ceremonial baptism, he accepts his father's way of life, reciting the phrase, "What is dead may never die." Finally, in the Riverlands, Arya Stark, Gendry, and their group continue their journey toward the Wall, but are captured by Lannister soldiers, led by Ser Amory Lorch. Before being taken, Yoren is killed while bravely defending the recruits. To protect Gendry, Arya cleverly misleads the soldiers by pointing to a dead boy as the supposed bastard of Robert Baratheon. This moment highlights Arya's growing survival instincts and foreshadows her resourcefulness in the dangerous world of Westeros. Overall, the episode effectively balances political intrigue, character dilemmas, and action, pushing the narrative forward on multiple fronts. Season 2, Episode 4 of Game of Thrones, titled Garden of Bones, is a dark and intense episode that escalates the stakes in the ongoing conflicts across Westeros. The episode, written by Vanessa Taylor and directed by David Petrarca, explores brutality in war, political manipulation, and the growing influence of magic. The major storylines focus on Joffrey's cruelty, Robb Stark's victories, Tyrion's power plays, and the shocking birth of a shadowy figure. The episode opens with Robb Stark achieving another victory against the Lannisters. While surveying the battlefield, he meets a young healer named Talisa, who questions the cost of war and its impact on the common people. Robb is clearly intrigued by her, marking the beginning of a romance that will have significant consequences. Meanwhile, in King's Landing, Joffrey Baratheon's sadistic nature is on full display as he torments Sansa Stark, and later forces 2 prostitutes into a horrific act of violence to assert his dominance. This further demonstrates his growing instability and cruelty as a ruler. Tyrion continues to outmaneuver his opponents in the capital, confronting Joffrey's behavior and asserting his authority. He also secures Shay's safety by placing her as Sansa's handmaiden, ensuring she remains close but hidden from Cersei's wrath. Meanwhile, in Harrenhal, Arya Stark, Gendry, and the captured Night's Watch recruits experience the brutal rule of Sir Gregor Clegane, who tortures prisoners daily. Just as Gendry is about to be killed, Tywin Lannister arrives and, recognizing Arya's intelligence, unknowingly takes her as his cupbearer, giving her a unique vantage point in the enemy's camp. In the Stormlands, Renly Baratheon and Stannis Baratheon finally meet for a tense negotiation, with Catelyn Stark present as a mediator. Stannis demands Renly's loyalty, but Renly refuses, mocking his brother's claim. Their standoff is unresolved, but Melisandre assures Stannis that victory is near. Later that night, Sir Davos Seaworth secretly escorts Melisandre into a cave beneath Renly's camp, where she gives birth to a terrifying shadowy creature. This shocking moment reveals the true extent of Melisandre's dark magic and foreshadows the supernatural forces that will shape the war. Overall, Garden of Bones is a grim and gripping episode that highlights the horrors of war and the corruption of power. Joffrey's depravity reaches new levels. Arya finds herself in a dangerous but strategic position, and the War of the Five Kings intensifies. Most significantly, Melisandre's shadowy birth introduces a new, mystical element to the battle, making it clear that war in Westeros will not only be fought with swords, but with sorcery as well.